Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with an update on the not so resilient Jenkins. We have a few things to go over. Steph decided to do a live stream. Drew's side piece decided to defend him, and I just had some random thoughts about everything. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so let's start at the top. I downloaded this live from the Pink Tea on TikTok, and then I spliced it up to the key takeaways for me personally. As I listened to it, I cut out a ton of dead airtime. I've said before, Steph does these live streams, and a lot of it is just her staring at the phone, not saying anything, not engaging, literally nothing. So I chopped it up a lot and saved it. So let's just start at the top.
I should have brought my tripod out here so I can just sit this down.
You should have brought your tripod out. Shouldn't you be, I don't know, maybe playing with your children, making sure that they have what they need, instead of sitting on TikTok and literally yelling at people for having an opinion that is negative of you.
She's been wanting to be carried like 80% of the day. She's very mama, attached to mama. And I'm okay with that. She's getting big, right? Fast. You're getting huge, mama. It's white. I feel like it's been...
She's growing too fast for Steph's liking. Steph wants this little baby to stay small forever. I'm convinced of it. Someone in a recent video said, and this might be, I might be crossing a line here, so please listen and understand where I'm coming from. Someone in one of my recent videos commented on how this child is not doing things that an infant of that age should be doing, and it seems like a little bit, maybe they're a few steps behind on what's kind of expected. Any of y'all that have opinions about that or experience with it, sound off down below. Again, I'm trying to not come off as being cruel, but I can see why that comment was left. It kind of seems like this baby is just being held all day by Steph, and it's, you know, it's her newest and most exciting prop. And I'm sure that she's very nervous that this baby is actually growing, which is, you know, what babies should be doing. But she is somebody that is obsessed with being pregnant, having mixed children. We've seen it all.
Ever since I've hopped on a live, pretty much on any other platform, so... Yeah! Tell them! She's so active right now. You missed a crow, little lady. Kids are playing over there in the sprinkler. I think it's just that youngest mentality. She's just watching all of her older siblings ahead of her, and she just is growing so fast. She's our little food.
Oh, here you go, little baby. Go ahead and crawl around in this shelter, patchy grass. We don't know what kind of contaminated objects could be in this grass, but go ahead and crawl around for a few minutes before I pick you up again and hold you, because I don't want you to grow.
Me too. You said you have kidney disease. I've actually have cooked for people who have dietary restrictions in the past, like when I worked at nursing homes and stuff. So I'm sure I could actually come up with some ideas. Give me some time and I'll post some kidney disease friendly recipes. My question is,
girl, nobody wants your recipes. Nobody wants anything that you have cooked up inside of that shelter room posted to social media so that they can recreate it at home.
Why is so many people believing those messages just for what? The person won't even share their identity. It's giving rage bait. I can look through his phone. I can look through deleted stuff. He has no problem with me looking at his phone. And there's a lot of reasons why I just didn't buy into that. Me and Drew have more of a solid relationship than people give credit for. I mean, I have mentioned we have our ups and downs, but it wouldn't...
I'm going to insert later on in this video a clip of her talking about how she does have trust issues with Drew. They obviously do not have this rock solid foundation that they're standing on, and they're truly out here in love. We know that that's all just like a BS narrative. The delusion and the pure denial is astonishing, but what else is she going to say? Oh yeah, I actually believe it. She's not going to say that. So of course she's going to go with, oh, it's a hater and a troll, and my man's, he would never talk like that. So it's predictable.
I wouldn't just stick by this man's side if we didn't have a relationship that's worth fighting for. We have a lot of love for each other, a lot of love for these kiddos together. But it's not just that. It's just that those messages just don't even sound like the man that I know. Like, to me, they give off this, like, someone who is intentionally trying to make him sound weak, make him sound like he...
Listen, of course it doesn't sound like what you think it would sound like. It's because he's talking to somebody completely different.
Has no real attention focused on this family, and he very much does. That's why I'm
so focused on your family and so sure of your relationship, but y'all literally are sitting here thinking that living in a shelter for numerous months, what are we going into, like 6 months now? You think that's somebody that you should be standing beside and saying, oh, he's doing everything. He's an amazing partner. He is such a good dad. We have love for the kiddos. Please.
9 times out of 10, I'm just like, can I even get a live done right now? Because chances are my kids are going to need something. So I end up just turning it off because I always want to give my kids that attention, you know?
I want to give my kids that attention, but I also want to bring out a tripod instead of engaging with them and playing with them and making sure that everyone is safe, since we're also in a shelter environment. We're not in our own backyard. And, God forbid your kids need you for something. That's what you signed up for by having 1 million children that you can't even take care of.
That I didn't just get that controller on I forget what they're called now, collab offer. Just because he posted that I got it for him, he never posted like where I got it from, what resources I got it from. It's just assumed we spent money on this before we took care of any of the kids' needs.
You know what? It's really easy to say that you're taking care of the kids' needs. For her, kids' needs are food and clothing. It's not anything else that goes into raising children that are truly thriving. And the reason that she thinks, oh, if I feed them and clothe them, everything will be okay, it's because she gets state assistance. So it's not even her money that's paying for this stuff. She thinks that that checks the boxes, while literally creating trauma and housing insecurity for all of these children that so sadly have to depend on these two morons for their day-to-day living.
Nobody has to donate if you don't want to. I'm not here to talk about that. Y'all can go donate to whoever you want to. Donate to what cause. Believe in what cause you want to believe in. That's y'all's choice.
Okay, so people can donate where they want, but you were also the same person that just less than 2 weeks ago were grifting with a GoFundMe. I'll throw the screenshot right here for proof. But you're not pressuring anyone, and you're not doing the song and dance to get pity, to get money. But what was that?
This is not mine. This person needs to get out the chat.
She really loves to block people. I have, but it's very rare somebody so often says that they don't care about the haters. She don't give an F. She doesn't care, blah, blah, blah. But you can literally leave one negative or not even negative, but a true criticism for her, and she will call you out by name and block you. But I thought you don't care about the haters.
I really try not to. There are some days they get to me, I'm not gonna lie. What is it that I have said about Drew that has made you guys decide that I should leave him? Because what everybody else has to say about him, I don't care. That is a bunch of hate.
Girl, you make me sick. You really make me sick to my stomach. You literally went on a live stream about a month ago and were talking about how you need to leave Drew. And then remember, y'all sat in that disgusting grass outside of your shelter room and went back and forth and literally argued on live stream. So I guess that was just another thing to get sympathy and followers to feel bad for you.
Breathe. Oh, don't freaking cry, lady. Don't. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's next. I know my car is like nearly $2,000 behind that I gotta catch up on. I'm already paid up to Friday for this motel room, but that doesn't necessarily keep me here, if that makes sense. But I'm probably gonna end up just having to completely start fresh because I ain't even gonna try to be going to a storage unit and get all the stuff that's in the storage. And let's be honest, most of the stuff that was at the apartment wasn't in the best condition anyway, so a fresh start was kind of gonna be needed anyways. Oh man, bro, I'm sorry if I'm just rambling. This is a lot on my head, a lot that I've had a really hard time opening up about and just waited because I wanted to give our family the most chance. I wanted to really just, and the last thing I wanted was for me to be like, oh, I went viral and all these opinions got in my head, and that's what split me and Drew up, is opinions from online people that don't even have a say in this relationship. And I can count. And when it comes down to it, you got off the bed, bro. I have to do what's best for my kids. I have to do what's best for my kids. F me and him, the kids first. That's a woman can only take crying about the same thing so many times before we're just like, yo, okay, done. Tired of that. It's not a DV situation here. I do feel like I'm having the hardest time figuring out how to get out of this situation. That I don't like. All I got on here to say is that it's y'all's time to shine, because y'all kept saying I have a community behind me. So I truly hope that's the case, because like I said, I have nobody. I have my babies and myself and God. And I guess that's all I need. But haters, a bunch of people who don't even know the man that I sleep next to at night. If he was so out there with another life, why does this man answer the phone every time I call the first ring in? Okay? Because you know people are gonna be like, oh my God, she had him on the camera for 2 seconds. Doug, he's in my life. Yo, come on. He is in my life. Answers the phone. It's the first time I call. The first ring in when I call. If I say, baby, I need you to drop what you're doing and come back, he is home whatever distance he is away from me in that time frame, because he has he lets me keep location on him at all times. And if that location drops, he knows I'm the kind of girl who has these insecurities and is going to call him and say, hey, I haven't had your location for more than 5 minutes. Where are you at? He's going to tell me, fix his phone and figure out why the location's off. We've had insecurities, we've had our struggles far before y'all. So when I tell you I don't believe that side bitch account is legit, I don't believe it. It's for y'all to decide what you believe. But me personally, that wasn't my man.
So this is about a month ago, maybe like 4 to 5 weeks ago, where she says all of this, and really just, again, it's hypocrisy 101. What I want to say is, so what if he picks up on the first call and will come home at your, first request? What we're talking about is not Drew literally going out and meeting other people. It's him being a slime ball in texts and DMs. And I also want to say, as far as feeling like you are in a relationship where you have to keep the location on for your partner 24/7, and if their location is turned off for 5 minutes, if you're calling them and saying, hey, why is your location turned off? May that life never find me, and may it never find y'all either, because that is literally accepting misery as your reality. If you cannot trust the person that you are choosing to spend your life with and also create children with, why are you wasting your time? You're defending him as if he is the best thing ever, but you have to keep location on him. So which one is it? Because a real my man's would not make you second guess what he is doing when he is not next to you.
Anxiety for a long time prior to when we got together, and I told him I have a lot of trust issues too because of some of the crap my ex put me through. I don't do well when guys watch porn. Okay, I just don't. I consider that self-cheating. I consider talking to like online women that you like, maybe you ain't got no intentions with them, but you just flirting and doing all that. I consider that cheating. Okay, and he's already put me through that stuff.
And if he's done it once, he'll do it again. And here you are trying to say that this random person, which their only intention was to trap Drew, and he fell right into it because he's dumb. You're defending the person that you were literally calling out in this video.
So yeah, I get anxious and I have anxiety when sometimes he'd be out DoorDashing or whatever, and it's like an hour or two since he's responded to me.
But I thought he picks up on the first ring. I thought he comes back at your beck and call. I thought that he was there literally immediately as soon as you have a question or a concern. I would never want to have to babysit my partner like this. What a sad, draining way to commit yourself to a relationship.
But I don't even like go at him like that. I never like continually call his phone, or like I may send a couple text messages, but I wait.
You wait, or he responds immediately. Because if you're waiting, then that tells me that he's not responsive.
Like I said, so many things get spun, and then you guys decide that's what's reality for the Jenkins. Until what? You guys decide otherwise? Because we'll put out there that, hey, that's not true about us. And still it's like, nope, it's true. Okay, so what's the point? Now I said we're here. We're stuck here 90% of our time.
Guess what? You are stuck there because you think that you are better than using public transportation. You think you are better than the peasants that take the bus. I responded to a comment in a recent video where I talked about her refusing to utilize public transit to get her kids out of the shelter, the yard, the whatever. And I shared in the comment that I posted that I've used public transit for many, many years. There were many years that I relied on it 100% of the time. And when you live in a city that has a solid public transit system, why not take advantage of it? You are not better than anybody. Imagine living in a shelter with a bum. You're refusing to work, and you think you're better than taking the bus? The delusion is insane.
Whether it be inside or outside, we're in this motel, me and the kids, with Drew being gone pretty much, like besides, bedtime, and even then he's working night shift. I'm going to be honest with you, it's throwing me off how loud they're being. I'm not the type of person that can just completely stay focused when there's a bunch of background noise going on. Ashley, another person who decided to get in this subscriber just to hate. I've got to know. Y'all think I'm going to post something that you can go use for yourselves when you come on here with that intention? See, those are the people I post for. It's not not all these haters who are popping up with their bull crap on my lives. It's for the people who understand, who have been in these situations before. I said that on my original viral video, is that people who are going to come at us with a bunch of hate are the people who don't understand. I never told anyone that they...
So she posts for people that understand where they're coming from. We don't understand, because I have talked to people that have been in this situation and been, down and out. And what did they do? all of them, let's say it together, went out and got a job so that their children were not suffering.
Subscribe for this live. I'm well aware that this one is not a subscribe only live. You know that? You regret it.
She's always talking down to people. She is always upset. She is always salty. She is always, insulting people and just mad. She's just always mad at people that are not in her corner. You could give even neutral criticism and you're going to get a salty response. But again, she doesn't care about the haters.
Where's Addison? She would wait for the opportunity to run in there when she knows oh my God, bro. My oldest be my most headache, bro. She knows damn well I don't like it when they run in and out when they're playing in the sprinkler and bring all that stuff inside. But she don't care because she's like, Mom's not.
So here's my thing. This might be a super wild guess, but I don't think that she wants the children in the shelter room when she's outside, because I don't think she wants the kids finding things that her and Drew have in the shelter room. I don't think it has anything to do with, oh, they were playing in the sprinkler and they're wet. I think it has everything to do with she does not want these children going through things that they should not be going through. That might be unpopular. Tell me if I'm wrong down below.
What do you guys usually do after playing in the sprinkler? You dry off before you bring all that inside. And you're just running in and out, in and out. You're going to clean the floors then. Rude. I hate you too. But really, that street that they were on, there's barely ever any traffic. That was why I was like, you know what, this should be fine anyways. Like 1 car a freaking hour. It's a little private street.
Imagine thinking that you living in a shelter at no cost makes you entitled to set up a sprinkler or anything else outside, and it be like, oh, well, cars don't often drive over there, so I'm going to put a $10 sprinkler up for these kids to run around in. This is not your house. This is not your property. The entitlement is astounding.
They're ready for school to start, but we're not entirely sure if they're going to go back to the same school, so. We're so happy. We're so funny. We're so funny. We're so funny. I just got to keep putting all these people in timeout because you're just not getting the point.
So this is the video that she posted a couple of days ago. I'm just going to let it roll. You know, at a certain point, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall when it comes to pointing out the obvious things. So let's take a moment for the sunflower pants that are back in action and let the clip roll.
Like Groundhog Day, like I'm just living the same day on repeat. I took a few day break from kind of filming the same mundane thing because I just want to be interactive with the kids, kind of shut the camera off, just have a few days where it's just kind of us, nothing about social media and that bullcrap. I posted what I had for drafts, which is what you guys saw, but it's been a good solid week since I've done anything to just kind of get into my whole social media posting routine. And I'm not complaining by any means, but being in the motel with 5 kiddos has kind of just amped up the more, Mom, can I have this? Mom, we need this. Mom, look at this. You know, the whole like mom up your booty kind of mentality. It's just not never ending in this situation. I'm sure you can tell by my cooking videos, it's just been a bit scattered. It's been really hard to try to get any content in this motel. It's just that with all of us in the one room and all of us having activity everywhere, multiple conversations going on at once, multiple TVs on. And also you gotta keep in mind that I have 2 under 2 and one of them is on the spectrum. And my youngest is starting to be mobile, starting to get into more things. So when I say sometimes I just need to be hands-on and camera off, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just a busy mama. All right, and I wanted to take a brief minute because apparently I need to explain this. Full transparency with a GoFundMe is really easy to do. All I need to do is show you guys a screenshot of every donation that's been made. You can see the full amount of what that would add up to with the donations, and you can see nothing's been spent from that GoFundMe. If and when the GoFundMe is used, we will provide receipts and full transparency.
So obviously this whole like, oh, we're stuck in the motel, oh, you know, the kids are getting anxious and they're impatient and Mom, I need this, Mom, I need that. Listen, I have no pity for you feeling like you're overwhelmed in this one room shelter because y'all had so many opportunities, and you've still very recently had so many opportunities to get out of this shelter, but it's free and you're not paying for it and you're a freeloader, so you are a happy camper. She also responded to a comment when somebody called her out for showing Drew's son on a video. They said he's not supposed to be posted. She responded, wrong. The case is not supposed to be posted about, and that's not happening on my end. Go spew lies elsewhere. She also said, remember, I have the court papers too, y'all don't. So whatever you decide you know doesn't mean diddly to me. Drew has multiple copies of the papers. I don't understand why it's so hard to not post children, no matter what child it is, to not post them on social media. Why is that something that we are acting like it's not me, it's not my problem, I'm allowed to do this, I can do that? Why is it so difficult? And the last thing that I want to share is that the Drew's Side Piece account posted this and just made everyone's head spin. They said, can we talk about how Drew is not the problem in the situation? He had his own clean apartment with his son and a job before Steph came around. He was doing just fine. He is now being held prisoner by her. She controls his phone, car, money, his every move. He cleans before and after work and is required to run to her side anytime she feels like it. This man is afraid to leave because he will have nothing but the clothes on his back. Let's help him get away from that married lady. I have a one-way plane ticket for you with a red heart emoji. My God, you have lost the plot. This was supposed to be something to trap Drew, expose him as a nasty little freak, which you did do, but now you're posting this. How shameful. I'm convinced that a lot of the people that are involved in the Resilient Jenkins kind of circle, half of them are hypocrites, half of them are liars, and there's just a whole bunch of red flags kind of peppered throughout everything. But I've had quite enough for today, so if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.